the people sometimes have to deal with a lot when you're dealing with that person. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Tyqueez here, and in this video, we will be discussing, um, how do you know, when something is for you? So, I named this video, this video here, it's rare that I put out content like this, but I do it. But it's like rare, right? So I titled this video Watering the Grass, you know, because it all comes together if you look at things when you're trying to figure out what it is that you want to do. Also, you know, what makes you want to do those things, you know. And I'm just gonna talk a bit, just a little bit with you. Um, you know, because oftentimes, you know, we as people, we get kind of distracted. We get very confused when we're distracted because it's kind of hard to focus on the things at head or a hand if you're getting distracted doing things, other things that's keeping you from doing what you want to do. Because the truth be told to the people, let me tell you the truth, you cannot do anything if you're not doing what you want to do. I mean, we can do things because we have to, but it doesn't last long. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like in order to make money, you cannot feel like you at work. It cannot be like a work environment. You know what I'm saying? Now, people have a gift of doing different things. Um, some people enjoy, working for DoorDash because they like to drive. Some people that drive for DoorDash can probably drive trucks because they don't mind driving. I don't mind driving either. I'm a good driver, but and I have been thinking that has came across my mind because I can drive good. I was thinking about probably driving, limos or something. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I think eventually that will become a job to me because it's not something that I could see myself doing forever. I could, but who wants to drive so much as they get older? I don't know how that works. I just know I'm good at it. And the reason why I thought about that thing, because it's something else that I can do well. It's drive. Um, so they had to pay me pretty good. You know what I'm saying? To be a driver. You know. But anyway, that's something that just came up, right? But for the most part, and if you see the house, if you see where I live, wherever I lay my head is full of plants, you might say, oh, well, she may need to be, what is it? Landscaping. And really and truly landscaping really won't work for me because I don't like I don't like to deal with outdoor plants much because I don't stay outside long. I like to be out there looking at them, but for me to get out there and do it, I don't think that, I mean, maybe as I get older, but right now, I think that's just a little extra stuff. But houseplants, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I tell you where to put those suckers and which one to buy, I'm good at that. But however, getting off the subject, I'm so sorry. Watering the grass. Somebody just moved downstairs, watering the grass. Sometimes you gotta look at things as if like, okay, but anyway, Jeez Louise, somebody that just happened. Like somebody just asked me, like, did you know somebody? I was getting the water off my plants. Like he was trying to let me know somebody moved downstairs. I'm like, dude, I've been in apartments ever since I've been out my parents' house. Okay? I know how this thing works. I ain't studying by nobody downstairs. Long as they ain't outside when I'm watering my plants, because if they are, ooh, I would, holler out, courtesy, common courtesy, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, okay, you warning me. But anyway, I get it, but I'm like, whatever, man. Listen, thanks. In my mind, I was like, thanks for telling me, because I just came from out of town, but I didn't know which way the guy was coming when he said that. But I was like, okay, man, I got enough stuff on my mind. Didn't think about somebody, or he could have just been telling me that somebody was moving downstairs just to tell me. It's a lot of different ways you can take that, or he was letting me know you might not want to do that much. That's how I took it. But I was like, okay, that's what's up, because, I'm not gonna, of course, water my plants and somebody's sitting down. That's horrible. It will be the person who tells me about it. Do it before I do it. The watering the grass, when you're watering your grass, let me tell you something. You can't water something. You can't water a thing if you don't know what it is that you need to water, or what it is there for you to water. Meaning you have to know what it is that you're trying to grow. You have to know what it is that you're trying to turn into a business. Because whatever it is that the Holy Spirit has for you to grow, you best to believe He gave you the right amount of water to make sure it flourished. He gave you the right amount of nutrients to feed it. And it's just that plain and simple. Whatever it is that you love to do, and I'm gonna tell you something, because I've analyzed this thing, because I am a person who's been in beauty all my life, and I'm not. This is what I know. This is what I know. It was never anything apart from that I know. Beauty, doing hair was something. It felt like I had to do it. Nobody said that I had to. Because it was the plan of me becoming a doctor, and I'm still, I'm still producing, learning more about the doctor that I would love to become, you know. But you can't just, my dad may not understand this, but he will. He would say something, but you can't just wake up one day and say, okay, I'm going to be a doctor. You got to know what kind of doctor you're going to be, because people's lives are at stake here. And, I need to know what kind of doctor that I would like to be. I knew that I didn't want to be a trauma doctor that deals with trauma. like burns, 4-degree burn, 5th-degree burn, 6th-degree burns. I don't want to deal with that. I would like to help rearrange that, but not when it first come in. Trauma, me, he. Oh no, I don't like to see people in pain. I don't like to see people hurt. I don't care who you are. I have an issue with that. But I think God, let me tell you what God did. It was a time as I was growing up, I was really sensitive. Like any little scratch or blood on someone, I'd be like, "Are you okay?" My mom, my parents, my brothers, lip floored. They always thought I was special because I was just really nice to people. Really, really nice. I am special though. I'm a very special individual. I'm a very I am a very special individual. I am. So, I I really hate when people in pain. I find some of my bestest friends when they're in pain. Because you know who's for you. When you're in pain, when you're going through something. And I want to let y'all know this something. And it's so powerful because I learned this along the way. If people don't light up when they see you, stay away. Stay away. Now you can, some people have this really big light on them, and they have somebody around them that is severely dark. The person with the light don't see it, but they do. They just understand the process. They understand the situation. They may understand the person. You see what I'm saying? You have to think about that. So when you meet somebody or when you see somebody and they don't glow, they don't smile, they don't welcome you in. You know what I'm saying? Run away. When you meet somebody and they don't show their teeth, when you see them, honey, stay away. Stay away. Very important in the grass watering process. Now, I'm speaking of these things because I also studied theology. I studied, I forgot what it was. I've done a lot of counseling. How could a person that has counseled need counseling? It can happen, but I don't. I can really express myself and how I feel to my plants and to God. And there I have a point. So yeah, and I just don't need no help telling me how to feel when I know. See, me when I help somebody or I'm speaking with somebody, we have reality here. This is reality, and you have this amount of time to wake up, or reality gonna sink in. That's my kind of teaching when I'm helping somebody, because my help come from the Lord. And how could you help anybody if you don't tell them the truth, if you don't be honest with them? You can't sugarcoat things, but it is a way that you got to put it out there to allow one to know. And we all need that at times. Yes, everybody needs that person in their life or a people in their life that could really be for right and know what's right. And the people sometimes have to deal with a lot when you're dealing with that person that has that strong light on them, because the person that has the strong light on them is the one that's always going to be honest, always break down and tear down barriers that you don't understand well. because it's best to hear it from the person that you see the light on versus somebody you don't know, because it's hard to get somebody that's really dark to listen if they've been in that darkness for a while, watering the grass. So knowing what's for you, my thing is, I know I am a sales expert, meaning I monitor things. I'm really good at that, but that's not something I love to do. I don't look, because I'm beyond a salesperson. I can sell anything, but it has to be good and it has to work. Now I work for different companies. It's not my fault if anything doesn't work. It's not my fault. My job is to push it, but it's not my fault if it doesn't work. But what I could do, if I love it, I will analyze the person to see what they need before I recommend something because I'm told to. I will go around that and get a person what they need and not what I want them to have, or what I feel that they should have because I want to make money. I don't do that. Me, I'm an honest person. I am an honest being. I can't sit around and have something on my heart that I know that is wrong. I cannot hold on to anything that is wrong, guys. That is something. Now, I got a mouth that could be a potty mouth at times because I will light it up, okay? Because of the simple fact, God didn't give me this mouth to shut up. He gave me this mouth to speak. For everlasting life shall flow rivers from my mouth, So I'm not no preacher, but what I am is a great motivational speaker, meaning I could help you advance, because I analyze the person. I don't judge. I analyze, using my eyes to see, let my mouth flow, because I'm really sensitive to things. I don't allow people to do anything wrong around me without me saying something. If you continue to do it, and I done had the balls to when someone have to, y'all need to understand, y'all. This is another part of finding the grass you need to be watering. You hear something over and over again, somebody telling you something over and over and over. You need to do this. You need to be a Mac artist. You need to be working with Tyler Perry. You need to be, you know what I'm saying? Girl, you need to be with Warner Brothers. You need to be with, sci-fi. You need to be with, things like that. You need to be an insurance agent. You need to be, it's just a lot. You need to be a car salesman. You'll be a great car salesman. Oh, you need to be a chef. You need to be a cook. You need to bake. You need to build homes. Oh, you need to work in landscaping. Oh, I know what you'll be good at. You'll be good at doing those people makeup in the funeral home. I get that a lot. But and just that kind of thing, you have to pay me good money to do, because I'm not a person that's money hungry, but I am a person of right. You see, to get a person, for me to work in a funeral home, it's thin. It's real thin, So, because I deal with so much life, you see, and I'm constantly on the go. So that's something that really doesn't work for me like that, because I like to be around, because you don't really know what a person has went through their passing. You don't know. But for me, I pick all that stuff up. You see what I'm saying? And here I am. Now, be honest with you. Now, you got to look at real life here. I am a real life expert. A person like me do that, I have to go to bed at night. You know? So anyway, I do it. But you know what? I find the dead to be the most peaceful people. The most peaceful. Because at the end of the day, they're at the rest. They ain't got to deal with those stress. They ain't thinking about me. But at the end of the day, like I said, because of the process that happens when a person dies, the skin changes. That comes with special makeup, probably paint, different things like that. So like I say, I analyze a thing before I make a decision. And I also want you to know, I am also a person that, I don't play as if I don't have any common sense. I never play that. And I may play peekaboo, meaning I call it peekaboo, when a person playing slow, because you're being a miss of a thing, and you can hear uneducated way of thinking. You can hear the illiterateness in a person's way of thinking and in their speech. You can hear the ignorance that comes from their mouths. So at the end of that, I analyze things that people say, and I understand I can pick up how you feel about me through your words. See, and I'm a person that always, like when I was growing up, the teachers, they rewarded me when I did something that I got the right answer. And I used to think like, what, they just felt like they had to reward me, and I don't know what that was for. I like to get things when I do good things, it's just fun. It's like a dog, it's like dogs sit down, you give them a treat. If I learned my alphabet, give me a treat, because I did it and I took it. But and you know what's a blessing behind that? Let me tell you the blessing behind that way. When you treat a person, for doing the good thing or doing what they supposed to do, you tend to get more out of a person. When you make decisions without thinking about the person who you're making the decision about, how they're going to be, how that's going to affect you. When you think that way, when you're not thinking in that term, you always tend to like go, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, never chase money. Chase the grass, the plant that you're watering. Go after the thing that you love the most, And I wanted to say that because when you go after something that you love to do, you don't have to think about the way you're treating somebody. You don't have to figure out a decision. Shall rivers flow out your mouth? When you're doing the things that you supposed to do, that God ordained, that God has put in front, God has written, has it been on paper, you're gonna be a more peace to you. It's gonna be a more calm to you. I'm looking at something real different. The generation has changed. The world has changed. You can't go to work just to show up. You can't go to work. You're going to need more than I got to pay a bill to go to work these days. Because I got to pay a bill is not going to keep somebody like me there if you're being very inconsiderate or very illiterate or very ignorant. It's the Ritz for me. Yes. So if you're being that way, that should If it doesn't cause you to leave or quit, then it should cause you to follow your dreams, which is the grass that needs to be watered, which is the plant that need to be stabilized in the soil. Yes, the plant, has roots, and the roots are sensitive. The older the roots get, the more thicker the roots are, the more stronger they are, but they are still what? Sensitive. And when you begin to pot it, you have to begin to break the soil up, because if you don't, the root is going to continue to wrap around itself, and eventually it will suffocate itself. The roots have to have a place to go. So when you cannot put yourself in a pot that is one size. You cannot put yourself in a pot that you've outgrown, because eventually the roots of the outer the outer layer, the older roots, will begin to grow, and it will bust. And roots, I've seen them break pots. And that's when that's when you're I believe that when a root breaks a pot, I believe that that means that the pressure of the roots and the size of the roots, in order to sustain itself, it has to break out. And when roots can't find a way to go, they have to what they do is they explode, they grow, they expand. When your roots are not when the roots don't have anywhere to go, they're going to continue to, you keep watering that plant, the roots are going to continue to grow. They're going to expand because the roots need soil. And eventually, as the roots expand, they begin to bust, because they have nowhere to go. And that's why plants die, because the roots have nowhere to go. Water the grass, and also in the midst of watering the grass, make sure you get some great nutrients that the roots can sink into, because, and I don't know why this video is, y'all, but it come to my heart and I wanted to put it out. Oftentimes I'm judged on the way that I am, because I am I like say a weirdo, because I don't put my faith in man. I put my faith in God, and I've always have. As I was younger, when I was a kid, I put my faith in my parents to guide me the right way. Now that I'm older, I put my faith in God. I put my faith in Tao that protects me, So I will see y'all in a next video. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please don't hesitate to comment down below. And remember, when you put your seed in the ground, make sure you don't just leave it there. You need to water it. When you get something started, make sure you start watering it. Don't just let it sit. Don't just depend on nature. Don't just depend on the universe to take care of it. You have to show love, because what is coming out is a part of you.
Bitch, I'm from Memphis. What you know about me? Big G-L-O-N-G-L-E.